planned strike action by doctors in the Bahamas put on hold. And in sport, Jamaica's Reggae Boys beat Suriname for third consecutive victory at the CONCACAF Nations League. I'm Ricardo Robertson. This is Caribbean in 10 for Tuesday, November 20th. I'll be back with the details after the break.
Barbados, a gift to you. The stars are coming. Hennessy and FAS 7-Star present Hennessy Artistry. Saturday, December 1st, Kensington Oval. Doors open at 7, showtime 9 p.m. Trey Songs. 2 Mile Hill. Luciano. Romaine Virgo. Popcorn. And Shabba Ranks. Hennessy Artistry. Saturday, December 1st. Kensington Oval. The 10th anniversary. Hennessy. Never stop. Never settle. Drink responsibly.
Doctors in the Bahamas have put on hold plans to take strike action over wages and working conditions. President of the Consultant Physicians Staff Association, Dr. Loxley Monroe, says this decision comes as they discuss the latest offer from the Public Hospitals Authority, the PHA. He says the next step is to share with the general body what has been offered and get a common position with which to go back to PHA. Last month, Bahamian doctors voted to take strike action, insisting that they had no choice after complaining of the working conditions and a lack of health insurance. They also said they had not received salary increases for the past 10 years and had planned to begin industrial action by the end of this week. Dr. Monroe says the Public Hospitals Authority has found the funds that make up the deficit but does not add to the actual base salary. He added that in the past, senior physicians were owed back pay because they had not received raises for 3 cycles. He said the new proposals by the PTA would compensate the senior physicians for years of no salary increases. Over in Trinidad and Tobago now, where 10 people, including a clerk in the Ministry of Social Development and Family Service, have appeared in court charged in connection with a flood relief grant scam. They will reappear in court on Friday after they were charged with attempting to defraud the Trinidad and Tobago government of $140,000 TT dollars following the recent floods in the Twin Island Republic. The clerk, Farah Hanif, was charged for distributing forged emergency relief and recovery assistance forms on behalf of 7 people in the sum of $20,000 TT dollars each. The 10 were not called upon to plead because the charges have been laid indictably. The prosecution said that it would be prepared to disclose the summary of evidence on Friday. Now, all the accused were granted between $30,000 and $40,000 bail by a justice of the peace after they were charged by detectives of the fraud squad on Sunday night. The Trinidad and Tobago government has said it has provided millions of dollars in grant aid to persons whose homes were affected by the recent floods. In some instances, families received between $15,000 and $20,000 in assistance. And the government of Guyana yesterday submitted its memorial of jurisdiction to the International Court of Justice in the case brought against Venezuela in the decades-old controversial border row. Now, Guyana wants the court to confirm in a final and binding judgment the full legal validity of the arbitral award that established the international boundary between Guyana and Venezuela more than a century ago. We get the details in this Newsroom Guyana report.
Guyana filed its memorial in accordance with the order of the court for arguments to be presented for it to first be established that the court has jurisdiction to hear the case. This is considering Venezuela's refusal to participate in the proceedings based on its claim that the court lacks jurisdiction. Venezuela contends that a means of settlement listed in Article 33 of the United Nations Charter must be selected by the Secretary General successively, and that only after such means are exhausted can the court be chosen. Venezuela has asserted that the controversy must be resolved exclusively by friendly negotiations. Guyana argues that nothing in the text of Article 4 of the Geneva Agreement, which provides a menu of options, supports Venezuela's interpretation. The ministry noted that Guyana prepared its memorial, bearing in mind the court's instruction that it should be informed of all legal and factual grounds on which the parties rely in the matter of its jurisdiction. Therefore, the ministry said Guyana's submission accordingly sets out how the boundary with Venezuela was established by an arbitral tribunal constituted pursuant to a treaty concluded by Venezuela and Great Britain in 1897.
And stay with us, your Midday Sport is next.
We're going to turn it up a notch. Hennessy and FAS 7-Star present Hennessy Artistry on the Beach, Sunday, December 2nd. Daiquiri Beach. Performing live, Spice, Sham, Rankin King, Mole, Stiffy, Justy, and Little Rick. Plus, world DJ Rigo Suave, King Ghetto, Scott and Mally Fresh, Hutchin Sid, DJ Raz, Ramon G, Kamal Banky, DJ Puffy, and Jaguar DJ. Hennessy Artistry on the Beach, Sunday, December 2nd, Daiquiri Beach, 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. Hennessy, never stop, never settle. Drink responsibly.
And football tops our Tuesday sports segment. Jamaica's Reggae Boys handed Suriname a 2-1 drubbing in the CONCACAF Nations League. TVJ's Jermaine Brown reports.
Americans already had 2 wins under their belts in the CONCACAF Nations League, so their tails were up as they welcomed Suriname to the Montego Bay Sports Complex. Things were off to a flyer for the Reggae Boys when Corey Burke, with his 4th goal of the league, broke the deadlock after just 7 minutes. Pinpoint accuracy, the delivery from Kemar Lawrence to pick out Burke, who had 11 goals in his first MLS season in the USA. 9 minutes later, the Surinamese defenders couldn't sort out their feet to match Darren Mattox's moves, and they committed the cardinal sin. Mattox picked himself up to shoulder the responsibility, and the Jamaicans were sailing as they went 2-0 up. But Suriname managed to get themselves back into it, and even they were surprised to see the ball crossing the line, Dungy Farr cutting the deficit to 2-1 in the 36th minute. Mattox had another look at goal after being sent in by Peter Lee Vassell, but he couldn't find a way past custodian Clydell Connor as the half came to an end. He did manage to get the better of Connor in the second half, but he could only watch in disbelief at the outcome. Connor thanked his lucky stars. Stefano Rizal tested Blake late on, but no harm done as the score remained the same. It was relief all round when the final whistle came to signal what could only be described as a drab affair. And coach
And Jamaican striker Jamil Matt's 11th goal of the season set up a Newport County's 2-0 win over fellow challengers Colchester United at Rodney Parade on Saturday to move back into the automatic promotion places in England's League 2. Now Newport leapfrogged Colchester after securing their first win in 5 matches following a strong second-half lead. The 29-year-old put Newport ahead with a close-range finish after Pariag Amand flicked on a Matty Dolan corner in the 54th minute. That's Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.